and get paint on me all over again. She was Louise. Oh, I'll be back. I gotta get this stuff off my hands. Like, what the freak, man? I just got finished washing my hands. I gotta come back and do it again. All right, people. Yeah, just clean my hands. I'm gonna pick up something. One of the containers had paint all over it. I gotta be out the door in a few minutes. Pricing. I've been getting into a lot all day long. Pricing. We're developing all this crazy new technology. How much is this stuff gonna cost? Is it gonna be super expensive? I know on camera I talked about it a few times about not getting my work. My product is work, you know what I mean? Could develop all this crazy technology. We should get more money, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But as I said before, as all our technology down through time has been reasonable, beyond reasonable for our customers. That stuff has the most testing on it anyway. So I'm asked for pricings. I hear I'm asked for pricings, and there, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we actually, the pricing that we originally had on this new technology was marked down because I wanted it where it was affordable. And then we have this new kit that we have on our site that is actually it's actually a like a starter package for people. I gotta shrink this page though because I can't see jack on it for this price. Let me see. Where's the marketplace at? There's a marketplace right there. All right, cool. All right, there's our new marketplace. Splash. We put something with the lights up there to represent the ILG technology. So I'm gonna come over here and hit this. All right, so basically we got our prices adjusted because again, I got into this business to basically level the playing field by doing just about everything to show that our products are better. We do more testing. We have better test demonstrations to most people. We have batch number verifications. We have a fantastic exchange policy for our customers that have been working out for years. We have more products, more experience, just about everything you could possibly think of we've done. And this is the lineup of the technology we're actually dropping onto the site. So we got the panel system setups. The panels is going to come with the first ones. We're going to break it down to like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, like in twos. Maybe 2 of them, maybe 4 of them, maybe 5. I don't know. So we decided to just do a count of 8. A count of 8 is a good size screen, and then you can get other counts of 8 on top of that, or we might do a count of 4 or 2, but mostly we're going to start off as a count of 8, which is a kit. You can do these things, flex them, cut them. There's a whole lot of information and specification sheets and all the stuff you can do with that stuff is absolutely cool. We're developing one today to show you how the thing's going to look out with any pictures for it. The acoustic screens, we got 100-inch and 120 inches of those. They were marked down because, again, like I said, I need to keep all my stuff within a certain range. We need to keep everything down in the $600 range, 600 to so forth. Now, when it comes to the more bigger screens, more like outdoor screens and stuff like that, most likely 300-inch screens, 200-inch screens, 250-inch screens. Those are bought by companies. Companies buy those screens at the end of the day. They usually get those bigger screens. I have not had too many people, I can say, they've had a screen that big in their backyard. The gaming technology is now a physical screen. They're at 100-inch to 120 inches. Later on, we will be doing for the acoustic ILE Cinemax Ultra, they're at 100 to 120 inches, but later on we'll have other sizes at 150, 235.1, and so forth. I got this place where I'm going at. It's going to be custom tailoring all our screens, which means this is not going to be a piece of fabric that you can staple to a frame. It's on a professional. It's going to have a seam and everything to it around the corners. It's going to look very professional. I'm buying the fabric from one company. I'm going over to this. I found this place where they do bulk industrial, like if you need something sewed, like American flag, or you design your own banners, that's what they do. So over there, they'll be able to design our screens for us. Saves me a ton of money. Don't have to have a factory to do it because it's already there. So that's done. I already went in there a couple of days ago, had a talk with the manager, let them know what I was doing, showed them the website, what we're doing, and they're interested. They're also interested in ad tech. Man, I tell you, ad tech is going to open up a ton of doors for us. Went there and showed them like the blueprints, what we want to design, and they saw the ad tech and what's that? So, oh, it's this technology we have for advertising through glass, and we can advertise our company's products through glass. And I was like, yeah. So, man, ad tech sells itself by itself. All right, so we have over here, this is our, oh, this is a new Platinum Black Widow. This is going to be gorgeous. This is actually a kit. 50 ounces, paints up to 180-inch screen. That one comes with free LED lights. Over here, this is our Superior Gunmetal. Yeah, Gunmetal was transferred over to this page. It was on the Crystalway page. It is now upgraded to ILEG technology. So that's already here. Gunmetal right there. We got a lot of stuff on our site, don't we? We have here, which is the new screen paint, which we have, boom, over there. We're pretty soon to be over there. This is going to be our Quantum Black Star. This stuff is actually gorgeous. This is the system that can eat through a halo light system. Love it. All right, we have that there. Right now, the gallons we're keeping for right now, because I have orders coming in for the gallons of the Quasar. Quasar sells. It sells like crazy. We have gallons coming in right now for that at church pretty soon when they want this technology right here. The other ones are not available yet, so they're buying this right here. And I got orders on the floor going out for this one right here, the Quasars. The 32 ounce later on we're going to discontinue because again we don't need it anymore because we have the Black Star, which is under the ILEE, and this is under FLE technology, and we have the one under the ILEG. And this right here is our. Oh, we have a kit, like a starter's kit. Could have swore I saw a starter kit. This one right here is the acoustic gamer. But where is, let me see. 24 ounces. Where is it? That's a 24 ounce. 20, here they go. This is the 20 ounce. The 20 ounce is a starter kit. Does it say starter kit? Did we write starter kit on it? Let me see, it's a 20 ounce. We didn't put start on it. Does it to 110. Man, the things I do sometimes, I wonder how to go in here and recorrect that now. I thought I had that already in there. We didn't have that in there. Got to go in there and put that in. It's supposed to be a starter kit. That's how I know what they are when they come up. Because I have to be to know what they are when they come up. And then after this, we got to be in the Crystalway site. And we start reconstruction that site. I'm going to be showing some of that off. But I'll be listening to music so that way I don't get distracted. Because I have to be able to get that done and finished. All right, let me see. Go edit it to site. It has to say starter kit. The starter kit is the cheapest kit that we have on our site. It goes for a 20 ounce. Paints up to 110-inch screen, and it's around $189 or something like that. It's actually one of the most affordable ones we have. Well, consider the fact that our technology can easily overpower certified screens, and again eat through a halo system of light, where I've watched demonstrations. I just watched one yesterday. I almost went into a rant over it. These dark environments, man, these super dark environments literally next to our halo system setups. You've got to be kidding me. And that screen they did, the Vivitech, the one that comes up off the floor, that's almost like a $3,000 to $4,000 projection screen. and you can't even use that thing in a fully lit environment for that kind of money, that's pretty bad. But anyway, our customers appreciate our technology and what we do, and that's the reason why my customers, I got to post that too on our customer page, our customers can show off their demonstrations, and my customer demonstrations are better than people who actually sell screens and projection screen products. They're much better than y'all. I have not seen one person outside producing on the level my customers do. Let me see. I'm gonna go change that over right there. Boom. Let's see, marketplace here. I gotta go re-ramp the Crystal site. Probably not today because I got too much to do today. Start working on that bit by bit. Where's my starter kit? 20 ounce. Here we go. We want to expand the marketplace. It's going to have to be expanded. We got a lot of stuff on here. Okay, acoustic panel systems. Yeah, and I saw support on the last video. Thank you so much. Ooh, nice, thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Look, we already know from the door that when I come on here, well, you probably don't know. I'll explain it to you if you don't know. When I come on here, you know, naysayers say, well, he's rude on his channel. I'm not rude on my channel. I'm rude to naysayers. That's what I am. I don't like you guys at the end of the day because you guys come on my channel and you shouldn't be on there anyway. If you don't like what I do, you don't support what I do, then you shouldn't be on my channel. But you're on my channel because you got nothing else going on. Pretty much that's what it comes down to. So literally when you think about it, my life is literally your life. That's what it comes down to. But I challenge naysayers. I challenge people who make projection screens, all that stuff. I challenge them, you know. But again, as I said, we're met with the same thing every single time. And that's somebody who just doesn't want to back up their products because they're the same thing every single time. So it's nothing new for us. Here we go. Price on there. Let me get back to my physical. Where's my physical? There it's right. This is supposed to be a starter kit. So it needs to say starter. So I basically, when I talk on my channel, most likely my customers know what we do. I'm talking to people out there who don't do their job correctly. That's what I'm speaking to. When I have this guy say for customers, I have a conversation, I'll explain to them what the product's all about. And for those people out there that don't do what they're supposed to do, who calls themselves making products, at the end of the day, I'm speaking to you when I tell you that you're a lazy bunch of slackers. You don't do your job correctly, right? And I've seen your demonstrations and they're absolutely horrifying. They literally are horrifying. I'm going to do a YouTube field trip in the next couple of days, and I guarantee you we don't find anything that matches that Halo system setup over there. I guarantee you won't find one. The piddle-paddle lights in corners and screens blocking windows and all that stuff, to sit there and say that, oh, you know, just because we have one little lamp, my goodness, I swear, they're doing demonstrations like demonstrations that were done 10 years ago, 10 and 12 years ago, when you had screens in these super dark environments, and if somebody put a light bulb, like one light bulb in that area, it was like phenomenal. It was like, oh my God, they had a light bulb in there. It's like you guys do videos like that. You have little tiny lights in corners, not even anywhere near the screen. They're pointed toward the wall, and you go, oh my goodness, there's light in the environment. There's actual light in the environment. That's sad. That is really freaking super sad, that if you're doing demonstrations on that level, and you're trying to say you're ambient light rejection technology, but that's not ambient light rejection technology. I don't know how in the world you're in an environment that dark and making claims that you're ambient light rejection technology, because you're not. I don't even see how that would even be considered under ambient light rejection technology. And that's why I am going to be challenging a lot of these companies. Do you really have ambient light rejection? I'm literally going to be drawing up courtroom documents. Do you really have ambient light rejection technology as you claim? Because I don't consider that ambient light rejection. I can go in there with a meter, it will read like no problem. You don't have it. I stick a meter in a halo system, they don't register in there. So again, you don't have it. Let me see. Starter. Should take starter. Okay, then we know exactly which that one is. Yeah, you don't have it. You do not have it. Sat there and watched that demonstration, and I saw that guy sitting there. That screen cost $2,500. I know, we tested that surface before. That's the Vivid Storm. We tested your stuff already. That screen's $2,500. It's a screen that comes out of a floor. The sad thing about it is, well, good and bad. The good thing about it is a beautiful form of built screen. It comes right up out of the ground. The bad part about it is you can't use it the way it's designed to be used. He had an ultra short though projector sitting on top of that screen. He was less than a foot from the screen. That window opened up, that screen disappeared. He was in a dark environment with a little light in the corner. All the lights were pushed toward the corner to give off the environment like it's well lit. It's not well lit. There's nothing touching the screen. It's like he had a total eclipse going on in one side of the room. So how would you consider that to be ambient light rejection? I'm dead serious. I will walk into a trade show with a floodlight in my hand, and I'll walk into your booth and go poof. And if your screen washes out, that tells me you don't have ambient light rejection technology. You're faking it. So yeah, I'm going to cause a lot of ripples in the water. If you think at the end of the day that bottom line, I want to sit here with the technology we engineered to eat through 12K of freaking LED lights, can absorb all this light in this commercial environment, and ad tech itself that can eat the sun by itself, and you think I'm going to sit back here and let companies claim to have ambient light rejection? You're not in my category. So we're going to challenge these people in court. Because if we have that right, we specialize in ambient light rejection technology. The same way how Epson goes out there and makes their projectors. They make 4,000 lumens. They make 5,000 lumen projectors. They make actual projectors that actually work. So these other companies are name brand. They make name brand good projectors that work. And then you got these other companies that pop up with these fake projectors that want to say, hey, we do the same thing as Epson. We do the same thing as ViewSonic. We do the same thing as all the other projectors. We're the same thing, and clearly they're not. So, if you call yourself being an ambient light rejection screen, well, we're calling you out. Because you're not ambient light rejection by our standards. Now, by the projector community, you know, you may be considered ambient light rejection, but we call you bluffing. You're not. Because by our standards in ambient light rejection, you couldn't survive in our environments. And if you can't survive in our environments, that means you're not ambient light rejection. I can see about sunlight. Now, not every screen can absorb a sunlight. That's not going to happen. There's no screen that can absorb sunlight, and we have that technology. But we're talking about inside, because they'll say, well, that's not fair, because he's outside, and that's a whole different element. They are right on that. It's a whole different element. But inside, you can't operate in the environment that I sit in, because I don't see it. So I'm going to do a little field trip. We're going to put that, we're going to call them YouTube field trips. We're going to put that on the Crystalwitch site once it's done. We're going to do a lot of interesting stuff on the Crystalwitch site. We're going to call the YouTube field trip. And we're going to have a picture or a video of our screens in a fully lit environment, and we'll see how many videos we can find to match that. As a matter of fact, we'll make it a challenge. Challenge of today is to find YouTube videos that match this, which, you know what, that ain't a bad idea. I think I'm going to do one today. Starter. Because again, the customer is the one that's getting ripped off. For anyone saying, well, you know, hey, that's not really fair. It is fair, because the customer is the one getting ripped off. If you're claiming your product to be ambient light rejection and you're in the dark, I got people who have ambient light rejection screens to contact us. Excuse me, my bad. Sorry, drinking cranberry juice over here. I got customers who contact me with ambient light rejection. They paint over their screens with our technology. That should tell you something right there. I had people contact me with certified screens. They spend $3 for it. They painted with our technology. So again, you don't have it. Did we update this one? Yes, it's already updated. Okay, good. I want that starter pack on that one, definitely. So this is our starter pack right here. So again, as I said before, no. All right, we got our prices down under the $600 mark, which I wanted to do. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to go in and basically, can I get out of this, please? Oh, hold on a minute. There we go. Let's get out of this. Publish it here, so this is all updated. But yeah, I'm going to do that on my Crystal Ridge site. We get done working on it. Actually, it won't be called Crystal anymore. It'll be ILG information. That's what we're going to call it. So it can't be published right now. Why can't we be published right now? What's the deal? Let's reload and see what's going on with you. That'll be the new name when it pops up. ILG Technology Screens Information.com. It's an information site that we built to house tons of information. Already we have sections on it for unboxings. We're going to have eBay navigations, which means that I show you how to go on your projectors, what to look for, what to buy, how to build screens. We got all that because we got all that experience in that field. One of the things we're going to talk about on there is YouTube field trips, and we're going to talk about real ambient light projection technology. We're going to show customers what to look for, how to spot fake demonstrations. Look at the environment. Don't look at the screen. Always look at the environment before you look at the screen. The environment tells the story of everything that's going on in there. It'll let you know exactly if that screen's an ambient light projector or not. The problem is when customers go online or they're shopping, they don't see that. They don't see the same thing. A person who has a trained eye will see it automatically from the door, but a person who doesn't will never see it until he's actually shown exactly. Look, see right there? That's what you should be looking at. Oh, shoot, you see the whole entire thing. The whole thing, you see it. And then you see what we're talking about. Fake environments. When you see people doing these demonstrations, like, okay, for instance, dedicated home theater room setup. Perfect example is show you where they're faking in their demonstrations. I can see these pictures. Get this out of here. We don't need to be looking at that. All right, so you look at that image right here. They always have one light in there to give you the illusion that the area is well lit when technically it's not. See the one light in the corner? You'll see that a lot in demonstrations. You'll see a one little light in the corner. They always have it there. Light in here, if you notice, it only shoots up and down. That's it. It's not making contact with the screen, but they'll have it right over near the screen to give it the illusion like the screen's actually being hit by light when technically it's not. See where the lights are at up in the ceiling? See how far away they are from the screen? Come on, man. Get that out of there. See how far they are away from the screen right here? They're nowhere near the screen. You see that dark shadow area right there? That means there's no lighting in this area near that screen. And if these lights are condensed lighting, which means they have the ability to be shifted back and forth, I guarantee the lighting is pointing this way and not near the screen. This is why we showed you the lighting on our screen. It was hitting the screen directly. You can see the triangles of light hitting. So technically, there's no light hitting the screen. See right here on the corner sofa cushion? See all down here where it's nice and dark? There's nothing touching this surface at all. Period. See the pools of light? You can see it right there. See that pool of light right there? It's right there. It's nowhere near the screen. They're right there when they're hitting. So if you take the pool of light, you take your mouse and you go straight up, it directs exactly where that light's coming from. It's right up in here. That's how we read environments. So they have another light here along the floor, to make it look like the area is well lit when technically it's not. That screen wouldn't pull up if its life depended on it. Look at the color of it. It can't read contrast. It won't read color. And it would have to be in an ultra dark environment in order to pull. Now, for those you're saying, well, this is a dedicated theater room setup, I can show you demonstrations in dedicated theater room setups where you can't even read a black level. The lights won't help you. So in a dark environment, if you think as you're in the dark, we've done dozens of these demonstrations, lights out. It shows you that at the end of the day, all this light right here on the screen is going to reflect all over the environment. That's why the walls are dark, to absorb the light that's going to be reflecting all over the environment. On top of that, you're not reading 100% contrast, which you will need, and you cannot read your color correctly. They will come up dull and they will come up dirty. Only thing I pick up is your white level. But yeah, this right here, yeah, this is, they always put lights in the corner. Let's go over here. Let's see, I think that's the video we put in there. Another one, perfect example right here. You will never see this thing operate in this environment. It's just never going to happen. This screen would disappear. Never going to happen. Why is the projector not on? If you're showing off this much lighting, what's the point of showing off the screen if the projector's not on? The reason why the projector's not on, because the screen won't show. It's a gray screen. It can't read in a fully lit environment. That is way too much light. Chances are, when they're probably watching movies, they probably have these curtains shut because they're going to have to, because the screen won't pick up in any way whatsoever. And then the lights over here, nothing near the screen, as you can see. Another detailed demonstration. Let's look at this one right here. As you notice, lights here, here, and here. Where are the lights pointed at? Anywhere you see the big balls of light shooting at, that means the lights are pushed right back into the wall. They give off the illusion that the area is well lit when technically it's not. And for those of you saying it's a dedicated theater room setup, I've done dedicated theater room setup. I did them on white and gray screens, and guess what? They can't read in there at all, period. Just because your lights out doesn't mean your screen's going to read. So as you can see, we have light here and light here, but it's not making contact with the screen at all in any way whatsoever. Look at the ceiling. If there was light pushing off, you would have light splattering all over the environment. Oh, reflect. See the light reflecting off the ceiling? That should not be there at all, period. That should be absorbed. You shouldn't even be able to pick that up. Good luck if you got an infinity ceiling. You're not going to be able to pick that up either, because the ceiling at the end of the day is going to be giving off this kind of faded look to it, because the light's going to be reflecting off the screen. And by the way, if you put an infinity ceiling, what color does the ceiling have to be infinity? Black, right? Why is it black? Because you want to be able to show a 100% black level when you're showing stars. So why is your screen gray? What happens if you show stars on your screen? What color does it come up? Gray. There you go. Answered your own question with your own question. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah. Another setup for dedicated theater room setup. We have our lights here and here. We have curtains here and here. We have lights here. This is the only person that's here. Literally has lights literally sitting on top of his screen right here and here. Is he going to be able to use these lights on if he turns the screen on? No, screen's going to wash out. This light will basically destroy your screen in a hot second. You know why? Because it's actually light hitting the gray screen. The screen can't absorb. It doesn't have that capability. But good job, nice job on having lights in the screen. Now, if we did this with our coding, he would have all these lights on in a fully lit environment, and he'll be able to run this with no problem whatsoever. On top of that, consider the fact that when he watches Star Wars or anything involving black levels, he'll be reading 100%. He wouldn't need to spend the money for expensive projectors because it won't be a requirement. I guarantee the projectors they have here are super expensive to try to get that contrast level to pick up. Ah, infinity ceiling. Well, no, it's not infinity ceiling. They just put a light system around it. But they could have had one in here, but they're very expensive. As I said before, it's a $10,000 to $20,000 setup and more. Whew. Screen, if you don't see it correctly, is actually a couple inches away from the wall. See right here? So the condensed lighting is hitting behind the back of the screen. We see all that stuff, man. I've been doing this stuff for years, man. I can read stuff a mile away. So yeah, they pull the screen out. They do this in home theaters too. Regular homes, they'll pull the screen out so that way the condensed lighting fits behind the back of the screen. See what's right here? See that big gap we got over in there? Yeah, so when people are trying to, now these are dedicated setups. If you're doing something like ambient light rejection home theater screen setups. All right, let's go over here. If you're doing like a like a home theater for downstairs, something like that. You know what I mean? Turn your basement to this at the end of the day. Keep in mind, as you have your basement, you're going to have other things in there. People have pinball machines in there. They got all kinds of stuff in there they have in there. You know what I mean? They got a bar and all that stuff they have in there. And you want, only time you can basically enjoy your screens at the area's got to be dark. Everything's got to be dark. Or you got backlit, your bar and all that. You want to be able to operate in a fully lit environment, much like we operate here in the office, with no problem whatsoever. People to spend the money for an infinity ceiling, like I said, they're very, very expensive. Our technology can be coded to a ceiling. You can advertise whatever you want. You know, look at the same boring stars every single day. Heck, you can turn the entire ceiling into an ocean if you want to, because our technology allows you to do that. And that's the same technology we're using to paint your screen. Can't do that when you do it with other dedicated setups, because they're going to bring in a white or gray screen. The odds of you having a high-end screen in there, it's going to be extremely rare, because you know what, that screen's going to be super expensive. That's why. So this right here, where they have the screen for home theater setup, as you can see, they have it downstairs. This is completely washed out. That's not even there. Come on, we have some way too many questions. That screen's not even there. The water's washed out. Everything's washed out. And of course, they chose a level to show off the screen, because if they use anything with a heavy contrast level, it would have washed out automatically. Ultra short, though, of course, sitting right up on top of the screen, and it can't read the screen correctly. And the only thing they can show off in this environment is they're going to have to show off something with a lot of light color that's going to fade less. That's pretty much what's going on here. Any no star fields, no heavy contrast levels, no Batman, no Tron, nothing like that? Of course they can't. Screen will wash out. They pick those light colors. And even with the light colors, this is still washed out. Let's see what else we got on here. I'm actually on the VividStorm website. We go over there and we show a form site, and I show off our technology over here. This is the average setup for home. Literally what it is. This is what it is. Dark environment, washed out picture quality, ultra short though, sitting on top of the screen. Literally see the reflection bouncing off your chassis. A little bit of lights in the corner here. That's it. That's the reality of trying to replace a TV. That's pretty much what we find. And the screen's gray. So you didn't spend what? A good $3,500, maybe $3,000, maybe a little more for that. A little $2,500 for the screen. Paid all this money for speakers just to end up in this situation. Pretty sad. Yeah, that's their screen right there, the motorized screen. That's their projector right there. I'm on their actually forum site. We show off our technology over there, and they're actually interested in our stuff, but I am not ready to be working overseas right now. It's not my kick right now. What do we got going on? Regular home setups. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Here's another one over here. Same thing. They can't be in a fully lit environment. These are supposed to be ambient light rejection technology. So anytime I've looked up ambient light rejection technology, every single screen sits in a dark environment. The screen is completely washed out. Grass is washed out. Contrast levels are not reading. And that's again with the light system, it's pushing light to the back, up and down. It's not going from side to side. If not, you would have light all the way over here with no problem. Jeez, my goodness, this is absolutely embarrassing. This is supposed to be all ambient light screens. This is ambient light rejection technology you're seeing here. It's supposed to be firing up. These screens, like, look, this is what I'm used to seeing. When I watch these so-called, there we go. This is elite screens. Actually, we have painted over a couple of those screens. There we go. It's supposed to be like this. You got the whole family sitting around. Fully lit environment, actually technically not fully lit environment, but well lit environment, and this is how it's supposed to look. Technically, you're not going to get that ever. You're never going to get that. Never going to be able to receive that. That's not going to happen. Every demonstration. These are only time I see lights on, fully lights on, when the projector's off. Every time when the projector's off, when the projector's on, yeah, dark environment. Every single picture, every single one. Sheesh. This is going to be an easy market to dominate. It's going to be extremely easy for us because this is a normal. This is the actual normal. That's the normal right there. You spend all this money for an expensive projector to end up in that environment. And that's elite screens, by the way. That's where you end up at. The lighting here, as you can see over top, is nowhere near the screen. It's pointed in this direction. That's why the light's here. You can see it here, here, and here. It's all pointed in this direction. We got a light over here in the corner. We got 2 lights on each side. And we have lights behind the back of the screen. That's probably where Jamie got his idea to put lights on the back of his screen, because he literally did the same thing. He did the exact same thing that these companies are doing out here now. That's what he did. That would explain why the lighting in his environment looked that way. That's Jamie's setup right there. That's where he got the idea from. That's elite screens. Lights in the front, pointed towards you. Lights on the side, nowhere near the screen. Small light in the corner back here. And lights behind the back of the screen. Because that's exactly where he got his idea from. That is pretty sad. And that's supposed to be a ceiling light rejection technology if you test it. It looks nothing like the P2 commercial. So, I got a nice little video. I'm planning black. I'm going to be setting up, once we get the Halo system completed, I'm going to send this out to major companies, 180 inch, outside black. Project the screen. And I'm going to show them what true ambient light rejection technology looks like. Elite screens, CMP Supernova, I have all their emails and stuff. I'm going to send them out that prototype screen. That's us outside, by the way. Your screen should be to operate like that. As your ambient light rejection technology, you should be easy to eat through 6K of LED lights with no problem. And we did it at ultra short though, which is an absolute easy task for us to do. So, when I watch these demonstrations, of screens in these are we playing or not playing? There we go, we are playing. Okay. Right, too far. You're supposed to be able to read in that much light if you have ambient light rejection technology as you claim. Instead of the lights being behind the back of the screen, which I showed you here. Lights in the back of the screen, lights on top of the ceiling, which are pointed in your direction, which should be aimed at the screen. A little light tucked away in a little corner back there, and lights behind the back of it. That's a fail. Because your lights are redirected someplace else. Your lights are supposed to be directly on your screen. Now, I'm going to be launching some challenges out today on these videos. For everybody, you call yourself having ambient light rejection technology. I want you to compete with the Halo system. Because those are some of the fakest demonstrations. And again, I call out any company. The ambient light rejection demonstrations are some of the fakest demonstrations I have ever seen. My projector sits in eco mode, and I can read that with no problem whatsoever. Excuse me. Lighting in the back of screens. Why is there lighting in the back of the screen to begin with? Why is it back there? Lighting is supposed to be directly right on top of the screen. It's one of the Halo systems we're showing off. We have lighting directly on the screen, but why is the lighting in the back of the screen? Here's we're doing our test on why gray screens can't pick up under a Halo system, why they won't read it. 1,000 lumen demonstration Halo system setup. Black versus black on the Halo system. These are our tests that are all posted to our sites. That's the new one we just did. So, when that thing's done and finished, we're sending out emails. Elite Screens and Screen Innovation. All those companies are going to get these special emails that'll come to them to show them the Halo system and the new ILEG technology gain. Our new technology, which can generate through LED lights. The same LED lights that you stick behind the back of your screen to give off the illusion that your screen is fired up. That's what they have sitting behind the screens. But there's two types of these lights. They make one version which is actually the cold. The cold is actually the ones that are bright white, but they make another version which is actually kind of like a soft brown. Now the soft brown ones they have basically are not as high fusion as the lights that are actually white. That's the difference between that. So what they have is most people have, I've seen so far, have the brown ones. The brown ones, like I said, don't give off much light. They give off kind of a more soft, kind of gentle light. That's what they do. That's what the brown ones do. The white ones, on the other hand, they're more harsh. So instead of your lights being on the back of your screen, they should be here. Should we have these forms right here? There we go. You failed. That's not how you're supposed to put your lights at. The lights are supposed to be in the screen, not in the back of the screen. They do that to make it look like the area is well lit. Why are these lights? Look at the color of them. They're brown. There's two types of these lights. They're brown and white. There's two of them. Actually, there's brown, white, and blue. The brown ones are the ones that are more soft tone. They give off less light. They give off the illusion that they give off light, but they're less light. The white ones, on the other hand, are the more higher ones. That's how his setup was done. With the lights behind the back of the screen, a little bit of lights here and here, they give off the illusion that he's in a well-lit environment. No, you're not. Your environment's too dark. So how do you think those companies are going to react on the very lights that they're using? We're using ours right on top of the screen, in the screen itself. They're going to get a lot of interesting phone calls. That's the whole purpose, to let them know we're coming. That's how they do their setup. A little light in the corner. What the heck is that going to do back there? Nothing. What are these going to do? Nothing. What are these going to do? Nothing right here. If the screen is far enough out where you can see these lights push out, guess where that light's going at? Right behind the back of the screen. Look, it's not even penetrating down here. So these are dimmers right here. These are on dimmers. Because if this light was really high powered bright, you would have all this down here. It would be well lit. Right down here would be all well lit. The overhead lights, they're pointed in your direction. How come they're not pointed toward the screen? And the very high lights they have in the background, they sit behind the back of the screen. When they're supposed to be on top of the screen, in the screen, to show that it's ambient light rejection technology. You see all that light pushing out from the side of my screen? That's how much light that screen is reflecting in there, all around there. All that light's pushing in there. And you can literally see the reflection of the water coming off, I think it's a dolphin or a shark's back. Look at the angle gain that the screen still pulls up. So for customers at the end of the day, that when you're looking for an ambient light rejection technology, something the real deal, that's why people come to us. Unless you're going to be sitting up there in the dark with these lights splattered behind the back of your screen, doing that nonsense like the other one was doing. You see, they do it. See, that's what I said. It's like a monkey see, monkey do scenario. They do it, so we'll do it. Because they do it and people accept it, that's the way it is. You're going to be stuck in the same dark environment. As your mother would say, if one person jumps off a bridge, you jump in too. There you go. That's how you do ambient light rejection technology. And mind you, we have screens set up outside. When people show us and ask questions like, okay, I want to do my ultra short throughout inside, we show them the demonstration outside. Can't beat outside ambient light. Yeah, there you go. And let me show you real quick. 6K LED lights. These are called the 6K LED lights. If you want to know what they are, they make them in, let me see. The whites are the highest you can get. 6,000 is the highest. 6K is around 6,000 lumens. That's literally what my screen eats through. Yeah, it's right there. The 6Ks. So that means that technology at eco mode is eating through that much light. The new system we're going to have is going to have 12,000 sitting on top of, maybe higher than that. These are cold white. Cold whites are the ones that you need because those are the ones that generate higher. Now, most people get those. You see the color of those? They're brown. They give off less light. It's more of a gentle, settle kind of light. So that's why when we look at your demonstrations, we can tell even down to what kind of LED light you have sitting on the side of your screen. You don't hide anything from us at the end of the day. We can see that, see? It gives off a kind of a brownish kind of tone to it. That's what it gives off. Just like that. Just like that. Yeah. They choose them because they give off more of a softer light. It looks like they're getting off a bright light, but it's much more softer. Yeah, talking about ceiling. This must be ceiling light rejection technology. You want ceiling rejection technology? I'll give you ceiling rejection technology. I'll stick you literally on top of a ceiling with a ton of light coming on top of you. She whiz. You know what's harder to do? Floor projections. Floor projections are extremely hard. You know why? Because all the light is pointed where? At the floor. So when you see us do demonstrations where screens are firing up on the floor and they're not faded and washed out, that's an extremely hard demonstration to do. Because all the light in the environment is going right to the floor. All right. I'm going to pass my time here. We talked about the pricing of our product. We talked about real ambient light rejection technology. Challenge is going up right after I get done this video. Challenge is for everyone. I want to see a real ambient light rejection technology exactly like that. It could be worse. We could have chose the ad tech. That's even worse, but that wouldn't be fair because, again, that's a different category. Outside and inside projection is two different categories. So we can't choose outside. We'll do that later on. We'll challenge all outdoor screens to ad tech. Then we'll basically have some fun. But right now, all indoor screens. If you're ambient light rejection technology, I don't care what company you are, we want to see you match this. And mind you, you're going to do contrast too, because we do contrast, ultra short though, color level tests. You'll have to do all of them. Quite a lot. They're making a nice little cut out the different ones all together, and we'll slice them up in there, and you'll have to do all those and complete them. See that reflection coming off the back of that fish and still be able to produce? Come on, come on, come on. Look at this right here. This one, we got this one. Investors asked us, what's the difference between your product and a white screen? How much of an improvement can you show us? We can show you that. Where the white screen doesn't even exist next to our technology. And that's going to be done in a Halo system setup. Oop, camera's moving over some. Can we just post this video? I think we did post this video. So outside, when we're dealing with outside setups, we're going to have a splatter screen out there. And it's going to show why our technology is better for outdoor use, our black technology, than using white traditional screens. And they're all over the place. So yeah, that is a $1 million pickup for us. Now, for anybody out there saying, well, my products work outside, yeah, you have to be out there about a year in order to know your stuff is going to be to take on those elements. Because just because you can produce outside doesn't mean at the end of the day that you're going to be able to survive the elements that are waiting for you out there too. There's all kinds of cracking and peeling and all that stuff that goes on. Keep in mind, you still got to pick up the Infinity One. It's a must for outdoor use. You have to have a black screen for outdoor. And if you think you can just make a black screen paint out of nowhere, well, people have tried that and failed miserably. It takes a lot of work. So you have to have a lot of knowledge in the field on how to develop a black screen. Ultra short throw Halo system. And the people are sitting there with these ultra short throws, and you got these little bits of light in little corners, and you're saying, look, it's ADV light projection. Mind you, that screen's sitting in a max size. That's an office setting. Meters don't read in there. And then it has to deal with an additional set of lights on top of the screen. I don't think customers enjoy the fact of being stuck in dark environments dealing with a projector that they paid a lot of money for. And that projector cost me $60. So that means they could have went out, saved the money, got a $60 projector, produced in a fully lit environment, picked at a 180-degree viewing angle, while someone's sitting up there with a $3,000 projector and you're stuck in the dark and your colors are washed out. There you go. Right behind you. Literally, it's right behind you. Literally, right behind you. The only thing you do is street time. I like them. See that green level pop up? See how bright and vivid that green is? Showing up the cardboard setups. That's a floor projection technology right there. Looks memorized and does. It's pretty cool, huh? It's a 180-inch screen. That surface, you can walk on it, drag chairs across it, whatever you want. It doesn't crack or peel. You use the bleed technology, means it bleeds right into the surface itself. You can fold it up, wash it, whatever you want to do. Won't crack, peel, nothing. These are the same screens we take outside. And that's a 720p projector, of course, ultra short. The one we have over there, we paid $60 for. Comes up crystal clear. Projector mapping applications. This is the part I find interesting. For people who say they have the same product, why do you keep skipping this? Why do you skip this? I'm just curious. For people who sit there and say that we do the same thing he does, y'all don't do ceiling applications, floor applications, you don't do none of that. How come? But you say you have the same thing I have, right? But yet we never see videos like this, ever. Because you don't have that capability to do it, that's why. That's why you can't do that. You see that technology? Remember I told you floors are the hardest to do because the floors take all the light. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Projector mapping applications for the screen. I told you I build entire environments. That's an outdoor setup. Same $60 projector. That's it. That's all it cost me. We pay a lot of money for our stuff. But yet, for some reason, they claim they're on my level every single time. We have the same screen paint. Why do we keep skipping the freaking projection and all the other stuff we do? We just skip all that. We don't do any of the demonstrations correctly. None of them at all. Jeez. Y'all say y'all specialize in rear projection. We don't see either. 50 lumens. Mind you, that's in a max out zone. More mapping technology. Oh, this is all us, ain't it? Jeez, this is all us. What about ceiling projection technology? Y'all do that? You don't do projection technology for ceilings, do you? Of course they don't. Well, when you get to court, I'm going to request all these tests you have be done. If you're saying you're me, and you do the same thing I do, and you said people can save money by just making yourself, I'm expecting to see the rest of this. If I'm not, this is going to cost you a lot of money. Because I'm going to say, Your Honor, we do more than just walls. They said they do the same thing we do. We want to see those demonstrations. You ain't got it. It's going to cost you money. So, hope you got it, because you're going to need it. So where's the ceiling demonstrations? Because, you know, quasars have mapping capability embedded into them. I haven't seen those demonstrations yet. Oh, there's more of our ceiling technology. And there's more of our ceiling technology. So as you've seen in demonstrations, people, the very environments where you have lights in the ceiling, I'm talking about the infinity ceilings. You can design your own infinity ceilings if you want, anything you want in your ceiling. So looking at the same stars all day long, pay 10 to 20 grand for a setup that you basically are going to watch the same stuff every single day. You can literally go in your dedicated theater room, paint your screen and paint your ceiling and do that. We can put an entire solar system in there. And by the way, that screen's 150 inches that we have spent on a short though projector. Again, we paid $60 for. The same lighting that we have in our environment is the same lighting that they basically turn off because their screens don't function correctly. What about outside? See? Y'all talk all this nonsense about being inside with ambient light and all this blah, blah, blah nonsense. We can do this outside at 150 inches, 720p projector that cost me around only 230 bucks. That's all 720p, by the way. That's on the same fabric we had on the floor. We can watch the game out there if we want. Look at the time of the day it is. Let's go with it. I wanted to see that. That was quite impressive. That fish in the background moving in and out. One of the colors that washed out the fastest is blue. Blue washes out the fastest. Look at our blue levels. Watch this. Quite impressive. And speaking of, like I said, about outdoor setups, all outdoor setups are white screens. Imagine what your screen is going to look like outside. This is why I said that my investors are very, very excited about this summer, because people's screens are going to look like that outside instead of looking like this washed out, faded image that you can barely see. Oh, there's Star Wars. Look how crystal clear that is outside. And the cinema bars are black. Now, how come we never see them repeat these demonstrations? Nope. Again, because they can't do it. That's why. What about this right here? Oh, this is AdTech. We had someone claiming to make AdTech. They were supposed to have it in 2023 and 2024. We're in 2025. There's no... Where's AdTech? As you claim. See? That's what we're used to. This is what we're used to. We're used to people making false accusations, which they're still got to back up in court. We have people claiming to make our products, and they never make them. We have people who steal our specification sheets, our labels at the end of the day to want to be us. That's what it comes down to. They want to be us, but they can't be us because they don't have the levels to do that. So if you notice, we do more than just screen paints. We just showed you ceiling applications, full applications, projector mapping applications, visual and advertising applications, and what do they do? What do they do? Nothing. I show you the same boring demonstration day after day on the same thing, 250-inch screen display. I get this a lot when people want to do outdoor movie theaters, and the first thing they'll ask is, say, hey, have you done any big screens outside? Oh yeah, we have. We did a 250-inch outside. Guess how much that projector cost me? $230. Guess what it is? It's a 720p projector. It's a Christie LW401. That's what it is. Yes, sirree. So if you look at the demonstrations that we do on every single level, and then you got people out there that are sitting on a wall talking about, we got the same thing. Where are the rest of my freaking demonstrations that I do? If you're me. And that's why we're going to court. And this is why it's going to cost you millions of dollars. Because you better be the backup. You are exactly who I am. Because you made a lot of claims that you are me at the end of the day. If you can't back up what we do, if your demonstrations and experience level doesn't compare to mine, you're going to lose a lot of money in court. A lot of money. And now what I'm thinking about is, I don't want the $500,000 anymore. I want it to be in the $1 million range. Because when I strike you, I want to make sure you stay down completely. I want this thing to hit you so hard that your ancestors will feel it. Which means we're going to sue the living daylights out of them. So, as you can see, we have the most advanced ambient light projection on the market. We can play outside, inside, anywhere we want. Hardest thing when you're doing projector mapping applications, and what I found out from fellow people who do these things at the end of the day, is that usually they have to be in a really dark environment because the gray and white screen will wash out. On top of that, they have a very difficult time getting the gray and white screen to be able to read the 100% contrast level. Say they want to produce outer space into a dome. You can't project into a dome. Because when you project from a projector, it's square. It has to be circle. You have to map those in. You can't map it in if the laser system that's producing black can't read black because the screen's gray and white. How do you fix that? You can go buy a projector all you want with 2 million, 10 million, 100 million to 1 contrast. It's not going to work. The laser system can't read it. That's what's going to happen. We did it on black paint. If you take everyday black paint, what happens is your white levels can't read. Not even on projector mapping, it won't pick it up. So that's a problem you're going to run into. Well, our black technology doesn't have that issue. Now, as Fernando wanted to question my batch numbers, as I've seen the video, you better come good, buddy. Because if you don't, like I said, I'm not going for $500,000 lawsuits. We're going for 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, and up lawsuits. They said my batch numbers were phony. He said something about my batch numbers being frauds at the end of the day. Well, you have to back it up in court. Don't tell on YouTube. Tell in front of a judge. I can't wait. Till then, as you can see, they don't back our work in any way whatsoever. Well, he doesn't have a web page anymore. Oh, how does that even work? Oh, this is a demonstration on the back one with the makeup. Remember, I explained to you that when you do demonstrations on contrast levels, where must they be? In fully lit environments at all times. So that way the customer knows exactly what they're getting if they happen to turn the lights on. Images must come up sharp. Background must remain black. Must be a see color at the exact same time on the screen. Wow, we got a lot of these loaded up here, don't we? Oh, we flooded. I forgot we did flood, didn't we? This is the all black makeup, isn't it? Yep. All these demonstrations, people doing dark environments. How do y'all do it? Man, I had to be in a dark environment. I couldn't find stuff. I couldn't figure out where this was at and that was at. Oh man, it was a freaking headache to be in the dark. I don't know how people do it. Look at outer space in the dark. Actually, fully lit environment. See that light right there, gentlemen? Instead of that light coming out from inside, from the back of it, it's coming from inside. That's literally how much light is inside of that case. It's freaking beautiful. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I tell you, this is the most fun I've ever had with ambient light projection technology. Aside the sun. The sun was fun. That was amazing. But this is the most. This is the most fun. These halo screens are fun as I don't know what for us. Because again, I mean, we have a lot of lighting in the environment, but we really don't feel that's a challenge for us because, you know, it's not. It's there in the environment. Okay, yeah, okay. But to have a halo system is so much fun. You know why? Because that lighting is right there on top of that screen. It's right on top of it. I think it pretty much cancels out the light in the environment because there's so much light hitting that screen right now. And look how dark those levels come up. I freaking love it. I love the Halo system so much. I can't wait to get this one done. I'm actually going to expand the light system on it to 24K. 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 Now, what's the odds of a gray screen sitting in there pulling a star field? What's the odds of a white screen in there reading color in that area? Jeez, things are freaking amazing. Look at the eclipse system coming up on it. Oh, man, I'm telling you, that brings me such happiness. You have no idea how much happiness that brings me. That gives me a challenge at the end of the day. That puts a big old smile on my face. I'm so happy. I am. I'm happy. I love it. I love a challenge. Because what's the point of me sticking that light behind the back of my screen? For what? That's a waste of light. That's what Jamie's setup was. He had a bunch of lights behind the back of the screen, lights in little corner. Look, we're in a well ambient light. Man, I swear, if I had ever catch you at a trade show or whatever, I'd walk in you with, what is this high powered 20 million, 30 million candle floodlights? I'd have hit your booth like boom. Watch your screen wash out. What you got over here? That's it. Boom! Lit that whole area. Bet your screen would have disappeared. I wonder if I'll get in trouble for that, walking around the booth with a floodlight. Saying it's ambient light rejection, really? If I hit this flashlight, will your screen wash out? Do me a favor, can you put on a star field demonstration? Contrast washes out the fastest. Put on a star field demonstration? I want to see something. I'll get the permission first before they do it. Hit that sucker like, so what happened? Where's the screen at? Oh, we have a ball in there, man. What about your screen? They go look at my booth like, you want to wear sunglasses when you walk in there? Oh. We're going to put on some sunglasses walking in that booth. Mess around, come out with a tan. Like, geez. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Booth, you have so much light in it. You walk in there and come out with a tan. That would be funny. But yeah, at the end of the day, customers should get what they pay for. I like to have fun with the naysayers at the end of the day, just I say this because I know they can't do it. That's why. Gentlemen, we make these statements. We know you can't do this. We know. We put the matching better and demonstrations out. We know you can't complete these. It's for fun because we know you can't do it. But all in all, the customer should not be misled. The customer should get what they paid for. Why should a customer spend the money for your product to be stuck in the same dark environment as everybody else? Why? My customers don't have that issue. My customers can go outside. I have not seen the products I've seen today as someone take a screen outside and do what my customers do. You're stuck in these dark environments, these fake environments, to try to make the screen like something that it's not. Like that one guy told me I have Imparte's product. He has a gain that's a 0.8 on his screen. You know how high? No, sorry, an 8.0 on his screen. You know how high that is? That's insanely high. So why is the customer in an ultra dark environment trying to show off a screen with a gain that high? Mind, he couldn't even explain with the two gains, which one he got. I asked him which gain he had. It this one, that one. He couldn't even tell me. So he didn't know the product, but yet he was advertising the product. How did you get the gain range? Which one did you paint? What was the technique that you used? Can you display a video on that? No videos at all whatsoever. We got blocked. Okay, there you go. So, customer gets ripped off. First thing a customer's going to do, and he did himself a big favor by walking away from that site. Because again, he's going to end up with consumer fraud. He's going to end up with customers contacting him and asking him, what do you think? A customer's not going to contact you and ask you what gain did they just achieve? What do I have to paint to get the higher gain? Do I have the higher gain? You're going to ask that question. So again, I guess he was expecting that people were just going to believe what he said out of his mouth and never question that. Yeah, they're going to question it. I questioned it. Everybody's going to question it. What gain did I achieve? How would I paint it? If I got the lower one, or I got the higher one? Because you're not giving them much of an answer there. So they may think they got the lower one. If their projector's not working correctly, they could think they have the higher one. Are they really sure 100% they have it or not? They don't know. So what would they have to do? You got to contact the person who made the product. Contact the person who made the product and ask them, hey, look, you got this gain range up here, or range gain, what you call this stuff. which gain did I achieve? Because I painted the screen up and down. Did I have to paint it from side to side to get that? Now, common sense should have kicked in by now that you got bamboozled, but some people don't know. But anyway, so you're going to have to ask him. So what is he going to say to you? He can't send you videos on it because there are no videos of it because we couldn't find anything. He's not going to talk to you about it because he didn't talk back to us or any of the other people who contacted him. But there are a lot of people who reached out to him about that, especially on the forum sites. They contacted him. He didn't reach back to anybody. All right, then. When he goes to court over it, how is he going to explain that to them, that he made a product that he doesn't even know what it is, but he charged people for it? So he's making fake medication saying, hey, this cures cancer. And you go buy that, thinking it's going to cure cancer, and it does nothing because somebody lied about it. That's why you have to have these rules in place for everything. You let one through, they all come through, and you're going to have a whole lot of nightmare problems. So when he goes to court and they ask him, what is this stuff? Explain it. He can't explain it. So he's just going to have to take the fine. The fines aren't cheap. They can be $1 million. They can get up there, depending on how long he was doing it. So that's why you have to tell the truth when you're doing this. People get mad at me today. Oh, you don't have to. Oh, you don't have to. So you wouldn't mind somebody lying about the brakes on your car, that they actually don't stop at the end of the day. Or basically after so many use that basically the brake pads they deteriorate. That's what you rather have, right? But they tell you the brake pads will last you at least about a good maybe 2 or 3 years, and find out they're going to last you about 5 uses. You hit them brakes 5 times, after that your brakes are gone. How would you like that? Oh, you wouldn't like that, would you? Get your car all smashed up, maybe get yourself killed, kill somebody else, maybe kill one of your family members in the car. You wouldn't like that, would you? No, because you depend on your brakes. Every time you get in your car, you know how many times you depend on your brakes? So there you go. I get people at the end of the day that will literally contact me and go, oh, but that's not important. Jeez Louise. Okay. That's why they have rules in place. Keep companies from going in and bamboozle you and taking from you. And again, for those who want to sit back and say, well, what about you? You got a $500,000 contract, sign it, see you in court. That's basically about it. You don't want to sign it, then keep your mouth shut. That's how that one works. Simple and plain. Oh, got to go ahead and get this paint, finish this bottom half of the area. I think some of my supplies should have been in here by now. She should have got some of that stuff in. So I'm working on it. Got a PC over here. Got to finish the lighting system on that one. Ice Boy's PC part. Got to be done and finished and put it on that one. But yeah, that's why. So he would have got a lot of have not described complaints against him. The rear projection part of it, that thing couldn't do rear projection. It had too many problems with it. You had to pass over the surface multiple times. If you were rolling that in and you had to pass over the surface multiple times, you would have streaked the daylights out of that thing. You just saw all those imperfections pushed through on the opposite side. So no, that wasn't going to happen at all, period. He did one little cutout area, waved it in front of a projector and said it's done. Big deal. I can go to Home Depot and get that stuff called frost paint and coat that onto a surface, do the same thing you just did. That don't mean anything. That's nothing. Show a real demonstration. Put that thing up in a window of over 150 inches or 100 inches and show actual light filtering back and forth through that screen. Show us something. Anyone can do that. I actually did a demonstration way back of comparing our product next to that frost stuff, because the other one came on and said, oh, it's the same thing as that frost stuff. Oh, really? Went to Home Depot, brought it, coated to one side, coated our technology on the other side. The frost stuff couldn't even pick up. It was so faded. The angle gain was absolutely horrible. Our stuff picked up 100%. We've been embarrassing this guy forever, like literally forever. But the difference is this time around, we don't be doing this on YouTube. This time we're going to be going in front of a judge. And in there, the embarrassment is different. The embarrassment can mean jail time, or basically you will be paying me a lot of money. I already filed already for the CCB's been filed already. It's done. I already filed for it already. Filed it last month. It's done already. Both documents. If he loses, he owes my company $60,000. That's for that, not right there. So it's already been filed. So he's pretty soon when they give us all the information back, goes to the review board, all that stuff, I'm going to hire the process server, the same one in California, to come to his front door and serve him for court. If he don't show up, he going to lose 60 grand. Plus all court costs. So just let you know, Fernando, already filed already. Yep. And you'll be getting that process server to your front door. Hopefully it's the same guy. He's already over there before. But I told him don't bother. He has to knock on the door, let them know he's a process server, and then he's going to pin it to his door. He is going to give him a chance to come out and get the document. If he doesn't get the document, I told him pin it to the door, take the picture, send it back to us, and that's all we have to do. Once the picture comes back to us, we sign it in. Then basically he'll get another letter that'll come by certified mail. It'll be a summon to come to court. So, see you in court for touching my copyrights. Also, too, when we get done and that's all settled and we win that claim, then I'm going to file against Wix. When I get done filing with Wix, I'm going to go back over and file with the federal court for the other one, for Black Series Edition. And that one's different. That one, you're going to have FBI agents come over to your house. Well, if he's still there. But FBI agents will be showing it because the federal one's different. It carries jail time. That's why. It's a basically criminal charge that we filed against him for touching the copyrights. And we already have proof from the CCB that we did file and win 2 cases against him for copyright fraud. I'm talking about copyright violation. We'll have 2 of them already won. Especially if he doesn't show up. It'll show that he was a no-show on record. So again, I would advise you show up for that one, but chances are they're going to go pick him up because it's a crime. So we charge it's a criminal crime. The CCB doesn't charge you for the criminal part; it just sues you. But the federal does; it does charge you. So I told you he's not going to be around for the summer. He is not going to be around for the summer. I guarantee you that. He's not. On top of that, we got another case coming up pretty soon: $175,000 for defamation on that lawsuit, and my sister's also filing a lawsuit also too. So yeah, hope you didn't forget about me. We didn't forget about you. So you know that at the end of the day, that's why I said I don't have. When people want to go out and they want to touch our copyrights and do that stuff at the end of the day, there's consequences for that. That's what's going to happen. So yeah, I already filed. CCB, it's already done. I filed already. And now we have to do is just wait. And they go through everything. We've been through the process already, so it should be a pretty quick process to get all that, to get approval. We go on there and we just basically get the same process server. I did call, they are still there, and let them know we will be using their services again. And they're going to come out and they're going to serve him with just 2 documents coming to him because he's got to go to court twice. They're not both separate lawsuits. I mean, they're not both the same suit. They're separate. And if he doesn't show up for that, usual thing they do, we win, and I go execute judgment. I get a debt collector in California to go to his residency. Of course, they're going to bring officers with them just in case they have any complications and start collecting my stuff. Or if he's got his banking account, whatever, he's got to give up the 60 grand. After that, we start the process for federal court. And federal court's a little different because now criminal charges will be are going to be involved, and it's mean that he may get a warrant for his arrest. Heck, I mean, it could happen when we go to, right now, we got to go to court already for the magistrate because I had to go file over there for when he was showing my sister's address and he was showing pictures of me. All the pictures that he's shown of me on YouTube, defacing me and all this other nonsense, the doxing, all that stuff, we're taking to court for that. That's when it's for $175,000. If the judge sees how many times we had to go to the Allentown police and we had to file against this individual, they may request a warrant for his arrest. Because if you're a judge at the end of the day and you're looking at 23 counts, 30 counts up there staring you in the face and like, wait a minute, it's 30 counts, where is he at? That could come up in court on where is his whereabouts. And I say, Your Honor, he's over in California. And I said, well, hey, we just have to contact somebody in California, get a warrant for his arrest. That can definitely happen in court, trust me. You'd be surprised. He thinks because in California it's untouchable. No, a judge sees how many times that we had to go in and file against you, and there's evidence every time we file. It's different if you go in and you file a claim against somebody, right, in court. Right? It says a he say, she say kind of scenario, right? You're going to have to show hard evidence this actually did happen. But every time we came in, Jamie literally provided us with so much evidence by posting pictures and stuff like that, doxing addresses. We have so much stuff on him that every time we went in and we filed a criminal charge against him, we had evidence to be scanned into the system. So when a judge sees that, they're going to see not only did we file these charges, but there's substantial evidence showing that he did this stuff. And he has over 23 of these on his record over here in Allentown. So again, if a judge sees that, it depends on the situation. They may look at that and say 23 or 24. Where is this guy at? Is he here in Philadelphia? I said, no, because they would get a warrant to go pick him up. I said, no, he's over in California. We've had problems over in California. Right now, I had to file with the CCB, and I got to claim we had a problem with him. We had a process server go to his front door for touching our copyrights. He's been stalking us. Cyberbullying, harassment, terroristic threats. They may contact California over there and say, hey, look, you got an individual over here that we have over here, has to be here in court, and we need to have him picked up and arrested. That could easily happen. So he could very well get arrested that day. If they arrest him, what they're going to do is going to process him, because they have to process him, and they're going to expedite him up here for court. Because there's so much stuff that we had to put in about him, because he kept attacking us. So we documented everything. Went to the police station, we put it in. He sent pictures of me and defacing me, pictures of basically our copyrights, death threats. We got messages of him sending us death threats, text messages, emails. All that stuff was scanned into the system. And then once we get there, keep in mind the other parties that are involved, your names are on those documents. Yes, Mr. Danny Rogers, all you guys, you're actually on those documents, because everything you did, we were putting in there, because you guys are all working together to attack my company, right? So, other parties involved, they're going to say, who are these other individuals? Because they're not going to skip over you. Like, yeah, these are people and associates that were working with him to attack our company. What are the whereabouts of these individuals? They're in different states, so on and so forth. Some of you already know where you live at. So guess what? They're going to basically hire an investigator, which is now going to be basically looking in deeper to figure out where you guys are at to bring you in front of a judge. Come on. You did it to yourself. No one told you to go that way. Look, there's several different ways. And if you don't like my company, then what you do is you make another product, try to make it better than mine, and you compete with me. But you guys broke the law. And if for some reason, I don't know where you got it at, you think that you're going to get away with it, no one's going to throw you in jail over it, all the substantial evidence we have is just going to blow away, nothing's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. Jamie is your anchor at the end of the day. He's the one that's going to attach himself to your ankles, and as he starts to descend, you're going to go with him. Because we got all kinds of stuff on him, and he involved you guys, so he's going to pull you down with him. It's definitely going to happen. He's going to sing like a canary. He's got so much stuff on him, especially with those copyrights. Oh my goodness. He could easily get 80 years on the copyrights alone. He can get 80 years of those copyrights, and he's going to have to spend millions of dollars. They're going to charge him so much money, it's not funny. So he's going to pull some people with him. So get ready. Let the finger pointing commence. By the way, I'm not deleting this video. I like it. We got everything in here. We talked about the pricing and all that, and the stupidity of idiots that are about to basically know what it's like to be submerged underwater and not be able to breathe. Because that's what it's going to feel like. It's going to feel like you're suffocating, but you're on land. It's going to be a horrible ordeal to go through. And the worst thing about it is, like, you got a person who's going to straight up snitch. They're going to snitch on you on every level whatsoever. As for Mr. Fernando, as I said before, what's going on right now, with all this stuff that's going on right now, the last thing you want to do is be in the eyes of a courtroom. That's the last thing you want to do. Because now you gave him a reason. Put it this way, I'm gonna be real, 100% real. I'm a person who speaks to mind. They're deporting people left and right like there's no tomorrow. You do not want to show up on the radar at all, period. They're deporting anybody. They try to deport Native American Indians. That literally tells you how bad it is. Native American Indians. They try to deport them. Do you have any idea the insanity behind that one? Where are you going to send them? Like the black guy said, around the corner? They're here. This is where they come from. This is their land. So they're doing stuff on. They deported some people from Puerto Rico. You do know what Puerto Rico's a part of, right? Do you have anybody crack books at the end of the day? You do know that, right? All right then. Then you should know that they should never have deported them. It's crazy. And then you got Mexicans who have been born here. They were born here, and they're saying they can't be here. Are you kidding me? Wouldn't that make them a U.S. citizen if they were born here? That's what I'm talking about, the insanity behind it. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they're protesting, and they should be out there protesting. They should, because they're just doing too much. They should give them the opportunity. If you're not American citizen, which that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, like why can't you just come here and just live at the end of the day? I will never understand that crap. Never understand that crap as long as I live. Anyway, cause people want to sit there and get mad at me and go, oh, but shut up. Shut up. And I tell you why, shut up. All right? If Native Americans were here first, why in the world, and we're going to definitely go off topic here for a minute because I'm going to voice my part right here. Why in the world I got these idiots, these racist idiots I see on YouTube up there talking about, oh yeah, I can't wait till they go back to their own country. My goodness, you ain't supposed to be here either because this land belonged to Native American Indians first. So you weren't supposed to be here either. So imagine if the natives had control over everything and they started deporting you back to where you came from at the end of the day. Because you're not supposed to be here. What are you sitting here claiming at the end of the day was never yours? Apparently, some people have skipped history, can't read, illiterate, or can't crack books at the end of the day. You're not supposed to be here. If you're going to talk about people not to be here at all, period. Because I'm pretty sure when Christopher Columbus did his little road trip and he popped over here, it wasn't a white man over here. It was Indians that were over here. Native Americans were here. So if they were here, that means this is their land. How are you going to deport somebody who freaking, this is their land? That tells you the craziness of it all. And then you go on birthrights. Do you have any idea how many people that were born in the United States? United States is a melting pot for multiple races. So what are you trying to do? You're just trying to clean out all the races so only one race can stand? Because technically, they shouldn't be here if that's the case. Right? These people call themselves Christian Americans. You're not no Christian Americans at the end of the day. You're far from it. Because last I checked, Jesus made all different races. If Jesus only made one race, then we wouldn't even be here. Nobody would be here. It'd only be just that one race. Y'all don't crack books enough. These are people at the end of the day that talk too much. Y'all do too much. The same individuals who, when Trump froze the country, and you were the main ones up there crying about your benefits at the end of the day. Oh, I can't believe you stabbed me in the back. Like, really? You really can't? You didn't see that one coming? Like, really? You didn't see it? Okay, whatever. It tells us your intelligent level at the end of the day. But again, what people that are born here, I don't care what race you are. If you're born here, how are they going to be able to remove your birth? That's against the Constitution on so many levels. Is not even funny. We need impeachment. That's what we need. We need to band together, get an impeachment, get that joker out of office. Those you voted him in, oh my goodness, I swear, you just didn't see that coming? You really didn't see that coming. You can't be that stupid. Well, now, for the rest of your life, until you pass off this earth, you'll be labeled as town idiots. You know why? Because you guys voted him in. And then you're the main ones crying about this nonsense. But getting back to the Mexicans, I don't think it's right on basically telling them that they have to leave. Why? It's America. You don't belong here. And you're going to try to deport the American Indian? What kind of dumb nonsense is that? So that's why I'm telling Fernando, on the other hand, and we know your nationality, you're Mexican, that this would not be the time to be under a radar right now. It really wouldn't. Unfortunately, we had to follow through on all this stuff because you went out and did it. And we gave you multiple options to get out of this situation, and you took none of them at all, not one. You show up in a courtroom, you're going to have problems. You don't want to be anywhere near any of that stuff to begin with. You're going to be under the radar right now. I told you, I got a sister who is about to marry. Her husband is Mexican. They already are set up to get airline tickets down here. We got lawyers all set up, ready to go, just in case if anything pop off. Because it ain't going out like that. That's how crazy it is. And he was born here. His people were born here. And that's how crazy it is. We got them set up to already come down here with our people to get them set up with lawyers. And I got a family full of military, all that stuff at the end of the day. Whatever it goes, at the end of the day, it ain't going to happen. But anyway, yeah, you should have really thought about your actions at the end of the day, because now he's going to be in and out of the court system because of his actions, and this is not the time to be in that situation at all. So when I saw that, I've been watching this thing. I usually watch the Orange Nut Job every day. I don't watch it, but the stuff I've been seeing lately, good gracious. And then the man was bent on revenge. He was bent on revenge. Yeah, that nonsense. Is he going to be able to get this stuff is going to pass on? No, a lot of these stuff is being basically wiped out because he did a lot of this stuff illegally. He did. He made sure he placed in certain judges and all that stuff so he can get stuff signed into law now. So he's having problems now. I'm glad there are people finally standing up. I'm glad that the Mexican community is standing up and basically protesting. Keep your protests going at the end of the day. For those people who feel at the end of the day that they don't have a right to be here, get off my channel. Go kick rocks. That's what you do. Go somewhere. I don't want your business at all, period. I don't even want to know you, honestly. Because I think everybody has a right to come here and get a slice of the American dream. And they do. And this whole entire nation, everything about it was built off basically foreigners. That's what it's built off of. They have a right to be here. Anybody has a right to be here. To sit there and say at the end of the day that, oh, when they come here, it'd be nothing but drugs. And this is drugs and cups. Are you kidding me? So you mean to tell me that America, let's go back in history, has been 100% true blue all the way through? That's what you're saying? We just going to forget all the other crazy stuff that went on, right? Slaughter of the Indians, all that stuff. Don't just forget about all that stuff, right? Really? It is what it is with every country. You're going to have people that are going to be for good, that are going to stand by the oath of this country, and you're going to have people on the other end that are going to defy it on every level whatsoever. It is what it is. Can't sit there and say because a certain race of people come over that the country is going to go downhill. That's the dumbest thing. That's the most racist thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Because there's a lot of countries out there that say the same thing about Americans. And we get over there and we hear something like that, because like I said, all countries, a lot of people are going to be like this. Some people will accept us, and some people see it's like, okay, that's America. And they're self-entitled, and they're this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. And self-entitled, like, man, I work every day and day, man. I freaking, I would save up money just to go on this trip. Everybody's going to see things in a different way, but you can't basically label an entire race of people for that. You can't say all freaking Mexicans are drug dealers and they're this, that, and the other, and they'll come over and you go, oh, come on, please, give me a break with that dumb nonsense. What are we, Nazi Germany now? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I've got plenty of Mexican friends, man. At the end of the day, the coolest people you've ever met in your entire life. Koreans, Jamaicans, you name it, all different races. Coolest people you've ever met in your entire life. Everybody in their own race is going to have a jerk. Everybody. There's no such thing as you're going to have a race of people and nobody's jerks. You're going to have jerks in every race you have. You're going to have people who are going to be absolutely fantastic people. That's how it is. Jeez. But this whole thing at the end of the day, I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And I'm glad for people who come out there and think because they're self-entitlement and want to talk about, I'm glad about people being deported. I'm glad that the internet jumps on you. I'm glad that you lose your job at the end of the day. I'm glad that you lose your business at the end of the day. I'm glad. I'm happy all that happens to you. Because there are kids being separated from their parents. These people are going into schools and grabbing. You shouldn't do that at all, period. At all. It's almost, it kind of gives me the same feeling as in Nazi Germany when they had those raids that went in and took those Jews like that and took them to camps. That's what it reminds me of. It's that same feeling. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. They're just grabbing anybody. Walking into churches now. Schools grabbing kids. Come on. How would you feel if somebody walked into a school and grabbed your kid? You wouldn't like that, would you? Jeez. So people sit up there and say, oh yeah, one woman got there and said, oh, she's enjoying it. She's enjoying the tears from the kids. Oh yeah, they got her internet jumped on her good. Thank you. Somebody jumped. She lost her job. She lost everything. She lost her job and all that. And then later on, they want to get back on, so they're receiving death threats. On you kind of opened up that Pandora's box. They're attacking. He's attacking Canada now. Canada. How do you attack Canada? Well, I told you. He's a nutshell. Canada. He literally is attacking Canada. You know what people are saying on YouTube when they hear that nonsense? You got people on there saying from United States with love, we don't support his opinion. And we don't. At all, period. No one supports his opinion. Maybe the mags do, because at the end of the day, they support anything at the end of the day. They really do. Look at the dumb stuff they supported right now. But attacking Canada, you got people, I love you, see people on the internet and they're talking about, we love you, Canada, from the different countries, or not different states that are coming up that are saying, you know, from New York City, from so-and-so and so, from Illinois, from California, from Florida, we support you, Canada, because we don't agree with him. Only the other ones do. So, like I said, I don't want your business. I really don't want your business at all, period. I don't want people who basically that believe that these people shouldn't be here at the end of the day. You think they all should be, even the birthrights, they all should be deported at the end of the day. I don't want your business. Any mag hats, don't buy from me ever. Don't. I don't want your business, nothing at all, period. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't care. I don't want it. Unless you're one of them that basically went in and learned the ways of your ways and say, you know what, I made a mistake. Because a lot of them are coming and saying they made mistakes, they messed up. Yeah, because he hit you guys. That's what he did. You thought he was there to protect you. Man, he only sees one color, and that's green. He don't see you at all, period. You freaking empty-headed maggoers. You're sitting there all brainwashed. Man, he used you for what he needed to use you for. He used you as a step stool. He stepped on you guys to get where he needed to get at. And when he got up there, he kicked that ladder away. That's what he did. It's like the equivalent of watching a piece of land catch on fire. And everybody's running for that ladder. And he watched you guys trip and fall. He stepped on you as he climbed up that ladder. When he got to that top, he kicked it away. That's when he did that government freeze. He hit you guys, didn't he? Hit you pretty hard with it, didn't he? You had people getting their Medicare and all that stuff taken away from them. People trying to figure out how they're going to feed their kids. He hit every single one of you with that nightmare. He didn't have your back to begin with. He just used you to get where he needed to be at. That's what he did. And you watched him on YouTube crying, upset, mad, angry. How could he do this to me? He never had any intention of helping you to begin with. People like him only see one color. That's green. My sister one time said, he's not racist. He's not. If you got money, you could be his friend. If you were billions of dollars, you could be a black man. You could be from Africa. Make a difference. You'll be his friend because you got money. He only sees green. That's it. You don't make enough money to be in his world. You're only there to be used, and that's it. That's all you're used for. And he moves on. That's it. Yep. That's it. That's what you are. Nothing but a wallet. If you can do something for him, that's all you're good for. That's it. And once he's done with you, just throw you away. Look at Mayor Giuliani. Remember him? Remember he stuck by his side? Remember that? Remember he went out there and he started that campaign about those voting machines and all that stuff? No, he got hit with a $149 million lawsuit for defamation. Where was Trump to help him get out of that financial situation? He owes a lot of money. You know what's going to happen? They're going to get that coverage. They're going to take all his stuff from him. He's going to be homeless. He's going to have nothing. He was worth $49 million at one point. He's worth nothing now. Yeah, well, that's the way it is. I am happy there's people standing up against that nonsense. I'm happy that there are people going in to try to overturn a lot of these laws that he pushed through. I'm happy that there's people in life that stand up to the nonsense of others. It's the reason why I tell the African American people why you have the ability to be able to go vote. You have the ability to be able to go to school. You have the ability to go to college and do all the things that you want to do because your people went out there and bled, were murdered to give you the ability to do better things in life. When you're out there doing dumb stuff, you remember people that were beaten to death, that were basically thrown in jail, and all the bitter things that went on with our community to make sure you got a better life. Took that for granted. Never take that for granted. Because there are people who stand up in every way of life. You always got groups of people who stand up. When Adolf Hitler decided he was going to wipe out the Jews, you had Germans that stood up against him. Resistance groups that stood up against him to keep families safe. Have little compartments in their houses made so when they did those raids to go search for them, they couldn't find them, knowing that if they were caught, they were going to be murdered. Because again, they were betraying Hitler at the end of the day. But there are people who did it. You're always going to have that in history. You're going to have that group of people who stood up at the end of the day to make things right. So I'm happy for the Mexican community for going out and protesting and for basically making your voice heard, because it needs to be done. Because I don't think that's right. I think they have a right to be here. They do. And if anybody else feels that, hey, Mr. Bird, you're wrong, don't buy from me. I don't want your money anyway. Don't buy from me. I don't want your money. If you share that point of view where you figure these people shouldn't be here, I don't want your business at all, period. I think they should be here. Why not? Or they're taking up the jobs. You got people right now that are basically making that statement that don't even want to work. You just, at the end of the day, I don't understand people like that. I don't get y'all. But then again, that happened to the black race too on top of that, At one point, they thought that we were all drug dealers and this, that, and the other, and we're all these bad things at the end of the day. So, same almost scenario, yeah. Can't deport somebody at the end of the day. That's going to be hard to do, especially when we don't know where we're going at, because that's kind of hard to go back to since we have nothing to go back to. Because that's gone, because the history line is wiped. So that's gone. So, yeah, kind of hard to do that one from the door. Can't even go back and visit my ancestors because I don't even know who they are. So, don't know. Now, do I sit there and say that all white people are responsible for that? No, that'd be the dumbest thing out of my mouth I would ever say. Because when the march of Martin Luther King, you had Caucasians, you had white people in there too. They were marching. And they were in a very dangerous situation because, again, that was a very dangerous time to basically be a white man and to be supporting black people. Because, yeah, you would definitely probably get murdered faster than we would. Because you would be betraying your race. But they did. They marched out there. Some had their interracial marriage. It was extremely dangerous back then, but people did it. Because you know why? They believed that why shouldn't two people be together? Because they're different races. They sat and ate in restaurants with them, and they hated that. They went to their clubs and their parties and everything. They went to their events, and they hung out with their friends and so they hung out their side of town. You hang out with them, you hang out with them every single day. So and so and so. What's that? Yeah. Yes, sirree. They marched with them and everything. They died with them, too. So you can't say that they're all like that, because they're not. A person who says that they're all like that is a person that's ignorant. That's a person who's ignorant who says that. Because white people went out there and they died too. Yep. They were murdered and they were killed. They were hung just like the black man was at the end of the day. Like I said, from every race of people, you're always going to have those that are going to stand up, and you're going to have those that are going to fold and follow and obey. There you go. Who knows? Out of the mag hats, hey, you may have a group that may pop up at the end of the day, and they may base at the end of the day be his worst enemy, because again, they'll be the ones that actually saw the light and at the end of the day decided to basically not support him anymore. Be speakers against him. You'd be surprised. And the reason why I say it that way is because if you look at in the Bible, you look at Paul. Paul was a killer of Christians. That's what he was. His job was to go in and round up Christians and murder them, kill them. I don't care what you were, babies, whatever. His job was to take anything and everything that was the Christians and wipe it out. Until God knocked him off that horse and said, Saul, Saul, why do you prosecute me? There you go. And he became one of God's top apostles. Can you imagine that? A man that was designed to go out and murder and kill and round up and prosecute Christians became one of God's disciples. Can you believe that? See? There you go. So yeah. Y'all just gonna learn a valuable lesson at the end of the day. Be careful who you vote for. And I learned the valuable lesson is I gotta start voting. Because man, that right there, whew, my goodness. Alright people, I got work to do. Oh, got a lot of work to do. I think the reason why sometimes I chat so long because I think you got all this work to do. Yeah, because once we get into that grind, man, we can't get out of it. Ain't like I take a break. We got to get out of it. I'll get something done. I already got the bottom half painted. I did updates for the website. I still got to show off a panel today. I got to get that done too. Yeah. Get that finished. I should have supplies already downstairs waiting for me, so I got to get all that in here. Get that done. I got to put it to the post office, drop off packages for a customer, get that finished. Start working on the Halo screen, get that done. And chances are I probably got my computer parts here, so I got to start working on that machine over there too on top of that. Boy, that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Because it is. Meanwhile, I need candy. Because I forgot to go on my candy run. So I need to get some candy. It's funny. I always know what kind of candy I want. When I get there, I don't know what kind of candy I want. Can't have chips anymore. That's done. Had a near-death experience. That's what it felt like. I'm pretty sure I wasn't dying, but it did feel that way, so I'm done. Usually when I get that, that's the Lord telling me at the end of the day, it's time to give it up. So, gotta find something else to snack on. I don't know. Probably some fruit. I want some yellow watermelon. So they made yellow watermelon. I've never even heard of yellow watermelon before. Pretty sure it tastes pretty good. Definitely want to try it out. That song stuck in my head. That's what I was listening to when I was building the website. Yes, I'm updating my website. Donna Summers. Man, Donna Summers makes really good music. You know? She makes really good music. She passed away. She made really good music. Alright. Taco, we're going to be designing the cloud system to be put over there. Because we have to do the base system for it. We have to talk like that. So me and Taco talk when we're building stuff. That'd be kind of cool if Taco could talk. That'd be awesome. I wonder what he would talk about. So getting ready to go out. Get this thing taken care of. Get this done. People are going to hate my point of view. I don't care. I'm a person who speaks my mind. That's it. You know, some people are worrying about, you know, you speak your mind. It's going to cause problems for your company or business. I don't care. I speak my mind. That's it. You know. People say, well, you know, I won't do business with you. Yeah, well, good. Because now I know what kind of person you are. You just told me what you are. Kick rocks. It doesn't bother me at all. God blesses me with my technology, not man. You don't do anything for me at all. God blesses me with my technology. Most people, they get a job and then they're worrying about the end of the day. They bend over backwards. They sell their soul at the end of the day because they're afraid of what other people think. You know what I mean? They don't voice their mind. Some people in businesses will sit over and kiss someone's behind at the end of the day because they feel that, you know, if I lose this person, my company's go under. I can't run my business, so I have to share their point of view, even though you hate it. No, you gotta learn to put your trust in God at the end of the day. Put your business in God's hands. Then you don't have to lean over and bend over backwards for those people. You just basically voice your opinion. That's what I do. I voice my opinion on that. And if anyone feels that they don't want to do business with me or buy from me, so be it. I don't care. You know why? Because all my blessings come from God. You can't stop God's blessing. If it's meant for me to have this at the day, I will have it. Because God provides that for me, not man. So, my opinion is based at the end of the day that I feel that the Mexican people have a right to be here. They have a right to be here. You don't like it? Go kick rocks. I don't see anything wrong with it. If anyone wants to sit there and go, oh, that's wrong, well, guess what? Crack a book, buddy. Because you don't belong here either. I'm going to get myself a Mexican flag. You don't like what I got to say? There you go. I don't care. I'm going to support my opinions no matter what. That time I'll be down there protesting with them. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? On my website today, I'm putting the Mexican flag on there. I'm going to put down there, I support. Because I do. Put it right on my website. For those who don't like it, don't care. Those who don't want to do business with me, kick rocks. I don't want to do business with you either. You share that kind of point of view at the end of the day. I don't want nothing to do with you. I ain't about no race at the end of the day. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what nationality you are. You have a right to be here. Because for anyone that says you doesn't, they don't have a right to be here. Because the natives were here first. How do you explain that one? So, I'm going to put their flag on my page showing support. I'm against that nonsense. Yep, we support. If it was you going through that, would you want somebody to have your back? You would, wouldn't you? You wouldn't like it if somebody walked in, removed your family and friends, and put them on something and transported them out. Would you like that? You would want somebody to have your back, wouldn't you? Right? All right then. For people who support that nonsense, do me a favor. Try to be human. Let me explain something to you. You may think because you're in this world at the end of the day that you have all this power and all this strength at the end of the day that you feel that a certain race shouldn't be here at the end of the day. These are God's people. Everybody on this planet belongs to God people. What in the world gave you people who basically feel, these are people at the end of the day who feel that the Mexicans shouldn't be here, that they need to be deported. Who made you God? Those are his people too, you know that, right? Every human being on the face of this planet is God's people at the end of the day. They're his. Who gave you the right to tell another race that was made by God that they didn't have a right to be here on his planet? Because technically, it's God's planet. It does not belong to you. All your laws and governments and all that stuff, they don't mean anything because this is God's planet. If God decides that he wants to wipe away this world, your politics, your military couldn't do anything about it. You couldn't stop him if you even wanted to. You couldn't even try. It does not belong to you at all, period. It belongs to God. So what gives you the right to say that any race doesn't belong here? Because you got people that believe that black people don't belong here, that Koreans don't belong here, any other race don't belong here but them. So what gives you that right? I'll tell you one thing. When God comes back for what belongs to him, remind you, you're on borrowed time. You're on borrowed time. Even what you have here on this planet is not yours. It's not promised to you. You're not promised to be here forever. You're on borrowed time. When you see God's face, when your time comes, or when he decides to collect back what is his, you can explain to the God Almighty of heavens and earth, who developed all that you see before you existed, before time existed itself. You can explain to him how you had the right to remove an entire race of people from one section to the next because you felt that they didn't belong on your part of this world. That doesn't belong to you. Which, interesting part about it, if you see God's face, you're no longer here anymore. That's what I find interesting about that. Claim something that's never yours to begin with. Now anything you have in your possession is not yours. The very life, even the breath that you breathe right now, your single heartbeat, your mere brain thought is not yours. It's only yours because you're allowed to have it. If God chooses that you will not have it, you will not have it. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. So, mind you, you have to answer for all that you do. Two ways you answer for things in life, as I said. Either here on earth or in the next life. In our earth, here, there's forgiveness. There's a second chance. There's do-overs. That's what's here in this life. In the next life, you have none of that. In the next life, you have condemned. You're going to be condemned, and you have death. Eternal damnation, internal suffering, internal pain, internal torture. That's what you have waiting for you if you don't take the right path. For those who do take the right path, you have eternal paradise forever. To never know pain or suffering or hurt or misery or nothing. Ever. You will live in paradise with God forever. So, careful. You're marked every single day into the book of life. And you're not promised to be here forever. Careful your actions. You know, you can have a person that can go out and protest and scream and yell and talk about this and talk about that, and the next day could have a heart attack right in the shower. Just like that. Your time is up. Careful how your actions are in this world. Your actions in the world can mean any day you walk out that door could be your last day on this planet. Careful how you treat people. Careful. Because your day could be your last day. No one's promised to be here forever. They have a right to be here. Now, if they commit crimes, like anybody, they commit crimes and they are deported. They commit crime, you murdered somebody, whatever, you deported. Go back. That's it. That I understand, 100%. If I go to another foreign country, I live over there, all right, become a citizen over there, I commit a crime, murder, what if they send me back over here? I'm not over there anymore. I understand that, 100%. Same thing, vice versa. But if I want to go over to Japan, and maybe I want to go over there to live. Maybe I want to go over there and study and all that stuff like that. I want to learn culture from the people and all that stuff. You know? I like it over there. Maybe I want to stay over there forever. Should somebody come in and become president one day, whatever I think they have, I'm afraid they have the presidency, I think they have over there, and make a rule that all American foreigners have to leave? We can't be there anymore. And they're bringing in military and all kinds of other roundup groups to pull my kids out of. I got to worry about my kids in school being taken and put into camps. I got to worry about my wife being taken into camp. I got to worry about I being taken to camp. Anything be searched. Do you know how crazy that sounds? You're literally doing that here right now. There you go. You think that'd be absolute madness, wouldn't you? That'd be wrong, wouldn't you? Right? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? You're doing it right now. That would be crazy. You'd be over in Japan. You've been over there for years studying, teaching English. And one day, somebody comes along and says, you know what? We don't want any more American foreigners over here anymore. We want them all out of here. I don't care if you were born over here. We're going to root you and get you out of here. That would be absolutely wrong, wouldn't it? Those of you that were born over there, you have a right to be there, right? You're a citizen of that country, right? Huh. Interesting. Yet you do it to the Mexicans, right? All right. I know. I went off topic, but this is a good topic to go off topic on. It is. It's a good topic to go off topic off. It is. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. This was the time to push it in there anyway. Talk about it. You know? But I speak my mind. I am not the type of person who can stay quiet. I can't. I can't do it. Even if it means at the end of the day it could cost me my life. I'm not doing it. I'm not going out a coward. I'm not going out that way. I'll speak my mind. It is what it is. That's what I feel. And taking birthrights. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So let me get this straight. So we got famous baseball players, actors, all that stuff, right? That were born here, right? Or people, anybody. Hey, if it's going to start with them, then go Irish. What about the Italians? What about all of them, huh? Since y'all guys are going down the throat with the Mexicans, who's to know they might start hitting them next? They hit the Native American Indian. That's even crazy and off the bat right there to do that, because they're actually from here. So, what about that right there? Who's to say that mess might not pop up? Because usually when you get witch hunts like this, they don't know when to stop. Where's my charge at? You know? Who's to say that? You got immigrants that came over here to America, saw a beautiful Statue of Liberty, came over here to build a dream so their kids can have a better life, so they can go to college. That's what they did. And you had Irish, you had Italians that came over here. They came over here to build a better life for their families, to start businesses, to get a piece of the American dream. Worked hard every day, got their kids in the good school. The kids get graduated. They sometimes took care of the family's business. Sometimes they started their own businesses. That's why I said this America was built on the backbone of the foreigner. People came over here to get a piece of that American dream. So, if you're saying the birthrights, then that would be the birthrights of Mexicans, right? Then wouldn't that mean the birthrights of anybody other race too? That'd be me. That'd be you. Because again, unless you're saying you're 100%, and I don't know how that would work since America's a one big melting pot. You do a DNA test, you'd be surprised how many people are mixed with different nationalities. It's not even funny. So again, how would that even work? Oh, it's just them only. That's what it is. It's just them only. That doesn't even sound right. That's where it sounds racist. So if you're talking about going after their birthrights, being born here, what about the birthrights of other people that are here? That's why the whole thing is stupid. At all, it's all stupid to begin with. So you're talking about stars. What about people that are movie stars? People that are sports players, people that are in the limelight all the time, actors, all of them. Some of them were born here. So they got to go too. You're sitting there talking about people's birth records, right? You're talking about birthrights. You're talking about people that were born here in the United States, right? That means that if you're going to basically say only Mexicans, that's what you're saying. Because if you're saying only one race, that's racism. What about everybody? There'd be nobody here. Except for the Native American Indian, because it's their land to begin with. You didn't think about the big picture on that, did we? I don't think people who got out there, who basically voted to build the wall and all this stuff at the end of the day, and said that, okay, we want illegal immigrants out of here, and We don't want to give them the option to come over and become American citizens, but now we want to take birthrights. And you know what birthrights are? If you don't know what they are, that means anyone that was born here can be deported. Do you understand how I get at this, right? So we have a lot of stars, a lot of people in the limelight, football, and you name it, all different people. Even some of these senators up here, all of them. What about Trump's wife? Ooh, yeah, she wasn't born here. Was she born here? I think she was born. No, she was born here. No, she wasn't. I think she was. I looked that up. What about all them people? Okay. We're not talking about Italians or Irish or African Americans or any other races, right? We're not talking none of them. We're just on only Mexicans only. Then that sounds a bit racist right there. That does. That sounds racist. That sounds like you want all the Mexicans out of the United States. That's what that sounds like to me. It is what it is. That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. Because if you're talking about birthrights, then you're talking about you. If you were basically born here in the United States and you're saying you're 100% white, that's not possible. And I'll tell you why. Because again, Americans are melting pot. There's so many different races mixed together. I doubt there'd be too many of them. And if you're saying that that's the case, if you've been, again, that's still, they would have to go too. Because mind you, this would be Native Americans' country. If we're going back, or we're going to basically bring the calendar back, yeah, that'd be their country. They'll be the only ones to be here. Which means technically they'll get their land back. Everybody else just has to go back home. Because that's just literally what you just did. Can't just basically remove one race of people and then sit there and say that everyone can stay, because that wouldn't be fair. So if you're going to be fair about it, anyone with birthrights would have to go, which means would be just everybody. If you're saying it's only a title to Mexicans, then that doesn't sound like that. Sounds racist. I guess we didn't really think that went. So people were out there doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. Didn't really think that went through, did you? Yeah. Or maybe they just wanted so only rich people can only be here and we can't be here. I don't know. Just sounds crazy to me. But that's what it kind of sounds like. It sounds interesting. It doesn't. Now, I can say if they said, well, you need paper. I just don't get that whole paperwork thing. I don't get it. I can't say it out of my mouth. I really can't say it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't say right. You need paperwork to be here. Why? Because you need paperwork to be here. I don't get it. I just don't. And the reason why I don't see it that way, because again, I see it through God's eyes. This is not our planet. It doesn't belong to us. Period. It's not our planet. It really isn't. When people are saying, well, we do that to keep terrorists out. Come on now. You can have a person that basically works a 9-to-5 job every single day, American citizen, and one day could just get up and walk into a gun shop and come out and just kill a bunch of people. And you're going to have that kind of stuff anywhere. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. You're going to say that it's not for foreigners at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we go to countries we're considered to be foreigners at the end of the day. People go there and do the dumbest stuff you could possibly think of. The reason why sometimes they don't like Americans at the end of the day, because we feel like we're self-entitled to everything. Then we should get our way. And some people go over there, they have little fits and do dumb stuff to make us look bad at the end of the day. So, no. I don't know where all this came from to begin with. Because at one point, you could go anywhere you wanted to go with all this paper nonsense in the way. Who started making all these rules to begin with? Making rules on God's planet. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. I'm against the deportation. I'm against it. I think they have a right to be here, as anybody else has a right to be here. And if you're going to talk about removing birthrights, then guess what? That means that if it's going to start with them, guess what? It's going to start soon with you. Because, again, that's what pretty much gives you the right to be here, those birthrights. If they're able to get away with that, and remove them for the Mexicans, you're next. I guarantee you're next. Because they already tried it with the Native American Indians, and come on, man, that's about the craziest crazy can get. you're going to try to deport. Where are you going to send them? How does that work? Where are you going to send them? You know they're from here, right? Native American. That's what they are. Native American. This is how I tell you at the end of the day, anybody who any Trump supporter who sat up there and agreed that a Native American Indian should be deported, you have to be one of the dumbest people on the face of the planet. You literally would have to be one of the dumbest people ever born on the face of the planet. And the reason why I say it that way is because they're Native Americans. This is their land. And you're going to deport someone that is Native American from the land that is theirs. All right, that's it. I got that work to do at the end of the day. Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. That just says at the end of the day, you entertain a clown and enjoy the circus, no matter how deranged it sounds. Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Shoot. And then we built the wall because we want to keep people out. What do you think other countries probably feel about us? Definitely want to build a wall and keep Americans out. Oh, so let me get this straight. So Americans don't go to other countries. We don't get drunk. We don't go fight. We don't shoot. We don't murder. We don't do none of that, right? We don't smuggle drugs. We don't do any of that stuff, right? Sure, yeah. You ever heard of a thing called Midnight Express? You ever watched that movie before? By the entitled guy at the end of the day, nice family, they make a lot of money, stuff like that. And he decided that he was going to basically smuggle drugs, I think, into Turkey. That's what it was. And got caught. No, he was coming. He bought the drugs in Turkey. He was leaving. They caught him at the airport. You ever seen that one before? Midnight Express? True story, too. It's actually a true story. So we don't do that, too? We don't smuggle drugs, guns, trafficking. We don't do none of that stuff when we go to other countries. We don't? Really? But yet we want to build a wall because we want to keep Mexicans out because we feel that they come over here, they're nothing but drug dealers and killers and rapists. That's what they are, right? But we don't do that in other countries. Do you see them putting walls up around us saying we don't want Americans in there? Them jokers are crazy at the end of the day. They come down and they do all kinds of destructive stuff. You see that happening? No. Do you see their police rounding up American citizens that are over there and carting them off and throwing? Do you see that happening? No. Gee whiz, it's a dark day in history for America. It is. Very dark day. Don't sit there and act at the end of the day that we are basically considered to be pure and untouched at the end of the day. Because we go to other countries and we do destructive stuff over there too. Not saying all of us. Some of us know how to go over there and act right and be respectful. But then you get them other ones that go over and do destructive behavior. So that means that they should basically put a wall up and say, okay, we don't want Americans in here no more. No more Americans in Paris ever again. You guys are caught over here. We round you up and get you the freak out of here. You don't see that, do you? But we put a wall up. Give them the opportunity if they want to come over here, get their citizenship. Give them the right to get their citizenship to come over here if they want to. I don't know why we have citizenship. I don't care about that. But give them the right to come over. You know, when the settlers came and they met the Indians go, hey, you need to get your citizenship before you come over here and, you know, be a part of our tribe. At the end of the day, we can't have you roaming. We don't even know what you guys are even up to. Like, we don't even trust you. You don't even look like. There could have a number of things could have came up in that situation. And the Indians decided they didn't want them there. Mind you, they're more equipped. That's their land. They could have easily stopped all that from the door and got rid of those settlers the minute they popped over there. Did they do that? No. So imagine what would have happened if the settlers came over and the Indians decided that they didn't want them over there and they wiped them. They stopped them from even coming on board. No boats, nothing, none of that nonsense. It didn't even happen. They didn't have the opportunity. Say instead of, if history was changed, instead of them having the cannons and rifles, the Indians had cannons and rifles. Before, basically, there was actually ability that they were able to get them, but they had them way before us. how would that would have turned out? Well, it's lucky some people don't have time machines, I tell you. Anyway, there should be no wall. But the idea of the wall is people saying at the end of the day that it's wrong because you don't want certain people over here. Well, it's the same thing in other countries about when we go over there and we do disruptive, crazy stuff over there too. Guy went over there and smashed all those windows on cars, and they were going to beat his buttocks with that Singaporean cane, and he cried and whined to the embassy how he couldn't take that punishment. Oh, how does that look at the end of the day, huh? They go over there, they tear stuff up, burn things to the ground, kill, murder people, rape, all kinds of crazy stuff. Guys go over to Thailand and all these different countries and rape kids and stuff like that at the end of the day, and then people want to turn around and say, oh, you know, they could literally put walls up. We don't want y'all over there because y'all do crazy stuff at the end of the day. Y'all too think y'all too entitlement at the end of the day. So you're judging all Americans? Because I'm not that type of person at the end of the day. I'm a good person. I'm a good citizen. I just want to come over and enjoy your beautiful country. That's all. Why do I got to be those people at the end of the day? Same thing. You got people over there that come over from Mexico. They want to have a good life. They want to raise a family and all that. And you got some people who want to come over and they want to be ruckus. Can't just blame everybody at the end of the day because a few people want to be ruckus. You go to other countries and be ruckus. They don't basically put you in the same category. You don't walk over there and they sit there and go, okay, look, put your hands behind your back, so and so and so. We got to send you back. What you mean you got to send me back? I just got over here. Yeah, well, apparently somebody came over here last week and they burned a building down. But that's not me. I'm not that type of person. I would never do anything like that. I'm respectful. Yeah, but you're American, aren't you? Yeah, I'm American. Then you got to go back. Yeah, that's what you guys are doing. Judging a whole race of people. But, like I said, you know, God has an interesting way of evening things out. He does. He does. Because remember, through all the laws you pass in life, you still are under his law. And he has the final say. So he has a way of making things very interesting. All right, people. Glad we had this little talk. Glad I was there to voice my opinions. And as I said before, yeah, I'm putting the Mexican flag on my website. And I'm putting at the bottom, we support, because we do, 100%. Because I do believe they have a right to be here, just like any other race has a right to be here. If they're going to start that birthright deportation nonsense, you better be careful, because guess what? You're next. Who's to say that you don't belong here now? If they want to come here and get their citizenship, so be them, just like everybody else. Let them get theirs. Why not? But I swear, if America gets to that point where basically they're just deporting everybody, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Packing myself up. I'm leaving. I'm going to DR. So I got people over there. I'm going right over there. I'm staying over there. I'm not coming back. All right. Glad we had this talk. Gotta go. God bless.